Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that you could make him obsess over you without saying a single word? No chasing, no begging, no games. Just pure power, presence, and purpose. This isn't about manipulation. It's about becoming the woman he can't ignore, the one he thinks about when the world goes quiet. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you won't just attract attention, you command it. Before he even notices you, the most powerful thing you can do is notice yourself. You are the main character, the heartbeat of your own story. Everything begins with how you see yourself, how you walk into a room, how you hold your gaze, how you choose to show up without saying a single word. It's not about pretending or playing games. It's about standing tall in your truth and radiating a presence that commands attention. People respond not to noise, but to energy. The way you move, the way you smile subtly, the confidence in your silence. That's what draws others in. When you become someone who is deeply in tune with herself, it becomes impossible to ignore you. He will feel your vibe before he even knows your name. And when you operate at that level of presence, words become unnecessary. Your essence does all the talking. To become magnetic, you must be intentional with your self-position. Not just the clothes you wear or how you do your hair, but how you see yourself when no one else is watching. Do you see someone worthy of love, success, admiration? Because until you do, no one else truly will. Carry yourself like you know you're valuable, not because you're trying to impress, but because it's your truth. Show up like you are meant to be there, like your existence is a gift to any room you're in. Your silence becomes powerful when it is backed by certainty. People feel that. They feel when someone is comfortable in their own skin. That comfort turns into curiosity. Suddenly they want to know what you're about, what you're thinking, and why you don't need to prove yourself. That's the seed of obsession. The mystery of someone who doesn't chase attention, but naturally draws it. Energy is everything. You could walk into a room and not say a single word, but your energy can shift the atmosphere. That comes from inner work, from building yourself every day into someone who doesn't need validation. When you're emotionally grounded, when you're not desperate for approval, you carry an edge. You make people curious. They start to wonder why you're so calm, so composed, so unaffected by external chaos. That mystery becomes magnetic. The person who makes him obsess is not the loudest in the room. It's the one he can't quite figure out. He watches how others respond to you, how you carry yourself with elegance and certainty, and it leaves a mark on his mind. He may not know why he's drawn in, but he is. And that's the point. You become unforgettable without saying a word. Your body language is a silent language of power. The way you sit, the way you tilt your head, the calm in your eyes, it all speaks. Eye contact that holds steady, not in arrogance but in peace, sends a message. You are not seeking permission to exist. You're simply existing, fully, fearlessly, and with grace. Every movement becomes deliberate, and that self-possession becomes irresistible. When you master the art of presence, you don't need to perform. You don't need to prove. You don't need to chase. You just are. And that is enough. He starts to wonder what makes you different, why you're not like the rest, scrambling for attention or trying too hard to impress. That distinction is what starts to consume his thoughts. Your aura is the result of how deeply you know yourself. Do you walk with intention? Do you stand tall even when no one is watching? That self-awareness becomes a magnet. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real, being whole, being centered. When your life is rooted in purpose, your energy shifts, and that shift is noticeable. You become someone who isn't trying to be chosen. You're simply choosing yourself every day, in every way. That quiet confidence is rare. It whispers, "I am enough." And it echoes louder than any scream. The one who notices will be drawn to that power. He won't even understand why, only that he needs to be near it. You don't have to speak to be heard. Your energy will speak volumes for you. The way you take care of yourself, the way you move through the world, it all leaves clues. One chases validation, the other radiates worth. When you become the latter, you stop trying to convince anyone of your value. And ironically, that's when people begin to see it. He starts noticing how others are drawn to you, how you command respect without demanding it. And that respect turns into admiration. That admiration evolves into fascination. And fascination, when left unanswered, becomes obsession. Don't underestimate the power of mystery. In a world obsessed with oversharing, holding back becomes intriguing. When you're not immediately available, when you're not always explaining yourself, you create space for curiosity. People want what they can't fully understand. When you let your silence do the talking, you give him something to think about, something to chase. He wonders what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're not saying. That wonder becomes a loop in his mind. And while others may be loud and demanding, your quiet strength will haunt his thoughts. Not because you're trying to play a game, but because you're focused on your own path, your own growth. Inner confidence can't be faked. It has to be cultivated through discipline, self-respect, and clarity. When you know your worth, you stop settling. You stop entertaining anything that doesn't align with your standards. That kind of woman is a mystery because she's not desperate for love, approval, or attention. She knows she brings value just by being herself. That authenticity becomes rare, and rarity becomes irresistible. He begins to notice the difference between you and the rest. While others are trying to prove themselves, you're simply evolving, quietly, gracefully, powerfully. And that evolution becomes his obsession. Because watching someone grow without needing an audience is deeply attractive. Every time you choose peace over drama, grace over attention, purpose over popularity, you're shaping a magnetic presence. You don't need to manipulate, impress, or chase anyone. Your life is your message. And if that message is clear, focused, and rooted in self-love, he won't be able to look away. Obsession isn't created by loud declarations. It's created by the quiet storm of a woman who knows who she is. She doesn't need to say a word, because everything about her, from her energy to her choices, speaks volumes. And when a man meets that kind of presence, he can't forget it. He starts to want to be part of that world. He starts to wonder how he can earn your attention. And in that wondering, obsession begins. It all comes down to this: embody the energy of the woman he would chase. And not just for him, but for you. Build a life that feels good on the inside, not just looks good on the outside. Prioritize your growth, your peace, your joy. That energy becomes radiant. It becomes addictive. And when you walk into a room, your silence will speak your value before you even open your mouth. That's how you make him obsess. Not by speaking, but by being. Be the energy that lingers. Be the memory that stays. Be the question he keeps asking, over and over, long after you've left. Because when you've mastered the art of self-possession, you don't chase anything. Everything begins to chase you. You don't chase, you attract. That truth becomes a guiding force when you fully step into your worth. You no longer wait for someone to choose you. because you've already chosen yourself. That decision transforms your energy, your standards, your entire life. People feel when someone knows what they bring to the table. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. Clarity about what you will accept, what you'll walk away from, and what you deserve. The ones who notice that difference will begin to lean in, and the ones who can't meet that energy will naturally fall away. Having high standards doesn't mean being difficult or cold. It means knowing that your time, your heart, and your presence are valuable. It means refusing to settle for breadcrumbs when you know you deserve the whole feast. When you operate from this place, you stop over-explaining yourself. You stop justifying your boundaries. You no longer feel guilty for expecting more, because you understand that expectations built on self-respect are not unreasonable. They are necessary. The ones who are aligned with your energy won't be intimidated by your standards. They will be inspired by them. And those who aren't ready will disqualify themselves. That's how you protect your peace while magnetizing better. There's a silent power in walking away from anything that doesn't meet your standards. Not with drama, not with revenge, but with calm, certain energy that says, I don't settle. That kind of exit echoes. It stays with people. It's not about playing hard to get, it's about being hard to forget. Because you showed what self-worth really looks like. When you set your standards and enforce them without ever raising your voice, people notice. They start realizing you are not moved by charm or attention. You are moved by consistency, effort, and energy. That realization shifts the dynamic. Suddenly, the one who thought he had you figured out begins to feel like he's the one being evaluated. When you elevate your standards, you automatically raise your vibration. That shift influences everything. Who you attract, what you allow, and how people treat you. You begin to attract those who are ready to show up with real intentions. You no longer entertain half-hearted efforts or empty promises. Your energy says, come correct or don't come at all.